Yeah, what up, welders? It's your boy Disbearity here, and I'm here to tell you guys that the Yulan faction, Songs of Conquest, you guys, has been revealed. As you guys know, this is the I want to call it the Eastern, maybe even Japanese faction inspired that they've been teasing for months now. And as you guys know, it's always good. I mean, always good to have a new faction. I just hope that with all these new factions that they are showcasing us, that they somehow gain the budget in order to give us a full-fledged campaign storylines to merge them all with the other campaigns, and to make it like an all-connected world. But before we get into the news, definitely consider liking and subscribing for more if you guys enjoy this kind of content. Anywho, the time has come for us to unveil the new DLC faction, or at least the store page. Up until the actual release, they will have been doing monthly behind-the-scenes devlogs with insight into just about everything your hearts can desire about the upcoming faction. But you don't have to wait for those devlogs to get to know the Yulan. Why not start now? There is no time like the present, as the saying goes. You will, of course, find much more information listed on the store page, but we want to highlight a few things you'll get with this new DLC. And I'm excited for it, because this faction, y'all, honestly, really interesting. Excuse my language, but it really does. So with each of our faction DLCs, we have tried to make them stand out, and that's what I love. Having every faction feel differentiated between each other, just be a little bit different while still feeling like natural part of the world. We want the Yulan experience to feel distinct. One of the ways to achieve this was by creating the houses of Li, Sheng, and Xuan. God, I wish I could say that in like, in that kind of name. It's something like Xuan, but it's something out there. I don't know. For those who have followed the game since the very beginning, you might remember there has always been an idea to create a faction called the Dynasty of Roses. That concept eventually evolved to Yulan, and while there are no roses, there are plenty of magnolias, which also became the faction symbol. We're having a great time working on this faction. There were seeds and foundation to build on, but unlike Veneer and Roots, Yulan has been more of an exploration in design that gave us the opportunity to create something new, drawing heavily on inspiration such as the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Chinese dynasties, myths, stories, and a good number of movies and books. Carl especially liked the Monkey King. The work has been a good mix of fun, challenging, and the final unit lineup speaks for itself. So if I were to zoom in, as you guys can see here, you have the Conscript, the Grenadier, the Hugh, the Rider, the Yi, the Tian, the Feng, and the Seeker. Then for the upgraded troops, you have the Shin Li Xuan Mandate Guard, Shin Li Xuan Grenadier, the Zhu Weihu Wind Rider, the Sheng Li Xuan Yi. Well, you can call it, archer, yeah. See, if I'm butchering this, y'all sorry. The Sheng Li Xuan Tian, Feng Huang, and the Transcendent of the Shi Li Xuan. So those are really cool. I like their design. I like what they what they're looking like. I feel it, honestly. I feel like, I'm not even gonna say I feel like. Honestly, the devs do a fantastic, phenomenal job, again, differentiating each faction, making them different, making them unique. But like I said, though, I just hope and wish that one day they get support, that we can get a full-fledged campaign for these factions. That's what makes Songs of Conquest special. I know that you can play like the multiplayer side of things, right? And I know that they've been adding challenge maps and stuff like that, but having full-fledged campaigns, balanced out campaigns, actually will do wonders for this game, honestly. I mean, I love it. Like, dead ass. So as you guys see here, see where we stopped at here. So the Yuan will have several upgrade types for their troops, by the way. So what they mean is that each house has its own essence focus, giving you the option to choose which essence you want to lean depending on your playstyle. Will you focus on essence, or will you diversify your conquer more settlements and mix things up for the tactic you have planned? Li stands for order, Shin follows the creation, and Xuan follows the arcana. So which units get these upgrades? Option. Easier to say which ones don't. The fiery bird of Feng, the mercenary cavalry riders, and the fox-like companions. The Hue will not have branching upgrades. The rest of the citizens Yulan and the dragon-like creature Tian will. So that's pretty badass. Y'all can see that right here with their different differentiating. Would be really cool. Actually, let me see. Do they change a model? Okay, they do. I was gonna say, wouldn't it be really cool if they change models like that? And they do different types of look, if you look at their bows and stuff. So pretty, yeah, color scheme. Yeah, I like that. Fantastic. A faction DLC, of course, is more than just new troops. Yulan also includes a trio of connected story-focused maps. I love it. This lets you discover the playstyle Yulan, introduce its welders, the place faction, and the arbor stage. The story focuses on the reawakening of the ancient threat long thought to be under control. The three mothers and the sentient creatures. We will also learn more about the conflict between the different houses and meet a ton of rebels that needs to be put down. All in a day's work for those three missions. You'll be playing as the house of Sheng, a house that likes to enjoy the good things in life and embrace creation as their essence. One of the main feedbacks from our earlier factions has, after all that have been, we should focus more on stories. And Carl has been busy working on that these last few months. And that's what I'm talking about here. Is like, I get it though. I get it. Like, you know, the devs have a vision, but for something like Songs of Conquest though, that campaign is that vision. At least to me. I don't know about you, but to me, campaign is definitely that. So, what is Roots doing in Yulan? Where does Yulan fit in the wider lore? Will we see new faction tests exchanged against our old factions? All these questions will have their place in the new faction tale. There is, of course, new map entities, welders, a new biome, new music, 5 conquest master showcase. Everything. One of these maps will also be available for everyone, letting you face the 3 houses, whether you own the DLC or not. Also, I want to keep in mind too, I do understand that if the devs can't put focus on creating their own story-based, canon-wise, if you can leave it up to the players to do that, and maybe the devs can look over the player-made custom maps or whatnot that actually have like a story to it, and they can canonize it, change some things with permission. I don't know, something like that, and that can work too. At least for me, that's how I feel like. But yeah, so if you want more information, there's plenty we haven't mentioned here. We don't want to keep you waiting, visiting see the store and reading up on yourself. We will, as mentioned, go deeper into the Yulan in the upcoming deadlock. So let's go check out the store, see what else they added here for the Yulan. Okay, so going to the Steam store page real quickly. In the Yulan faction DLC, they have a new tale consisting of 3 connecting maps. We find out how the Yulan comes in contact with the rest of the Arbor. 5 new conquest maps highlighting the Yulan biome and faction. 8 troops with new traits and abilities. Mini troops have 3 different upgrade choices. Towns and settlements with new buildings. Access to Essence of Order, Arcana, and Creation. Choose what essence you favor as you upgrade your buildings. And a new biome of majestic trees, old ruins, and mysteries to discover. So the Tale of Yuan, included in the Yuan DLCs, is a new tale that tells an epic story across 3 connecting maps. Discover how the Forgotten Lands of Yuan once more come into conflict with the rest of the known factions. Follow the House of Sheng and their welders as they have to adapt to dangers they unwittingly unleash. New conquest maps, 1 large, 2 medium, and 2 small conquest maps are included in the Yulan DLC, designed for playing with Yulan. You will try your hand at fighting old conflict of the houses, invading the island of Arlian, or defending the homelands of Yulan. So with the troop upgrades here, 5 of the 8 troops in Yulan faction are house troops. When you upgrade the dwellings, you must choose which house they belong to. V is the House of Order, Shin is the House of Creation, and Xuan is the House of Arcana. The bonuses not only grant different essences, but the troops also gain different abilities and stats. The lowly conscript exchanges its peasant clothing for colors of the houses as it brings its spirit to the front line. The Grenadier carries clay bombs to the battlefield, and when not hurling destruction, they bring the morale of the entire army up with the sounds of their house drums. The Tian are like dragon-like creatures who fight for whatever house their human master chooses. The Yi are master archers. Calling upon the very essence of the house they hail from, bring their own form of power to battle. Seekers delve deep into the complex weave of the essence. A few find their answers and become more powerful welders, but most turn into monster-like creatures called transcendents. And if their own troops won't suffice, the houses call upon mercenary forces of riders, who are often accompanied by the fox-like beast known as Hugh. And from time to time, even the fabled Feng will come to aid the houses, bringing the fire and ruin to all who oppose them. So, with that said, again, I'm loving what I'm seeing here when it comes to Yulan. I really do enjoy and like their fantasy here. I feel as though the devs of Songs of Conquest or Lava Potion, they be cooking with what they create. And again, I just hope in the future that they can dive and put more resources to a full-fledged story, even though I know that's a lot of work. But hell, I will back them in the play if they ever do so. Look, guys, let me know what you guys think about the Songs of Conquest Yulan. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for taking on a watch. Y'all have a good one.